Okay. Well, you guys, I'm super excited you're on. It's class 2. It's week 2. I know exciting stuff. Proud of you that you're still back here. And just like class 1, we're going to work a little bit on the belief pillars tonight, or the 4 pillars of success, I should say, especially belief, because I'm going to talk all about bookings tonight. And bookings really do happen when you have the belief pillar totally in place. I kind of look at it this way. You wouldn't buy something yourself personally, like a new car or a house or an outfit, or I don't know, for the guys on the call, maybe a new tool or a new lawnmower. You wouldn't make that purchase if you didn't believe that you were going to like it and it was the right purchase. So that's really kind of the same belief you have to have when you're working your business about our products and about adding shows to your calendar. Because people pay different prices for different things all the time. And it's not your job to set somebody else's budget. It's not your job to have an assumption of what they can spend, or it's not your job to have an assumption that they will or won't want to have a party with you. So I think it really, I really needed to just kind of start with that, because I think one of the things that my group that I personally was working with this week comes to the fashion of believing that there's a lot of people out there that want to host shows, believing that we offer the most incredible host product line out there, the host program, I should say, and the top quality products. And so you have to have belief, and then along with belief comes passion. And I'm going to ask you a couple questions about passion, and you can just nod into the screen so I can see you, or you can just be thinking about it yourself. But you really have to have passion for what you're doing as well. So ask yourself, are you truly passionate about the Pampered Chef products that we currently carry that you can sell to customers?
Yes.
Okay. So if you're completely passionate about that, so are you completely passionate that our host program is second to none and treats our hosts incredibly well? Okay, you've got to have that passion. If you're a little unsure on that, there wasn't near as many common head nods. You've got to really find that passion. And one of the easiest ways to do it is go out on the marketplace and compare our host rewards program with other people or other companies, because that passion, again, has to come through. Are you really passionate about sharing this business opportunity with others? That's another passionate question you have to ask yourself. If you love what you're doing, somebody else would too. So whether you are or are not passionate about those 3 questions, it shows, and we can tell. And if we can tell, that means your customers and friends can tell. So it's really, really important before you ever make any outbound contacts to add shows, to add team members, or to sell products, that you check on your passion and make sure that it's really at the place that you want it to be. And here's just a little short list. Maybe some days you don't feel as passionate as other days. Maybe some days, you know what, you're just tired. Or maybe you've had a really tough week. We had a couple of people on my team's call earlier that really had some really unfortunate life tragedies this week. And that just makes it really tough. But if you're really struggling, here's a few things I really recommend that can increase your Pampered Chef passion like none other. The first one is absolutely put on your calendar in ink that you're going to join your team by going to National Conference this year in August. You will come home from that with passion that will last your business lifetime. Second one, if you need a little boost in passion and confidence, go back to PC University. I know each week we are driving you guys there with some homework, but we're just asking you to do 1 or 2 things there. If you really need to up your belief and up your passion, go back to university and really, really dig into it. Thirdly, watch some YouTube videos. You guys, there are so many YouTube videos out there for our business that's amazing. I really, really encourage you, if you have 15 spare minutes and you are wondering what to do with that time, go on YouTube. Type in Pampered Chef. You'll be shocked at what all comes up, from product videos from home office, because they have a YouTube channel, to some of our top people in the country doing segments of their shows. Those are things that instill passion. Another thing that instills passion is determination. And I want to just give a shout out. Kendra, can you wave to the crowd? I know you have me on mute. You guys, Kendra is in China this week. And yet with the time change, she is here. She is on our Zoom class tonight. That's dedication and that's passion. So I'm super excited to see that as well. Playing with your products. We asked you this week to play with your products to build confidence. Join your team meetings, whether they're virtual or live. If you can drive somewhere and join live, that's the best yet. Find a buddy in the business to keep you accountable. Maybe you've seen somebody's post in our Facebook group that you're like, wow, I've had that same question or that same struggle, or I really like what they're doing. I want to find out more. You guys, we put you in a group for a reason. We put you in a group to get connected, to meet new friends, and to help grow your business. So send messages to those people or comment on that. Get acquainted with them. They could become your Pampered Chef business buddy. 2 other things. Finding a Pampered Chef mentor. You know, maybe it's your recruiter, maybe it's your director, or maybe it's just somebody else that you're watching really rock the business. Find them. Tell them you want to kind of tag along with what they're doing. And lastly, when you need to build confidence and passion by meeting new people, you just need new contacts, then you need to stretch your business by doing a new activity like a booth, a vendor fair, setting up at a job fair, something that's different, that's outside and different for you. So those are all easy steps that you can take to build your passion. I really, really encourage you to pick out 1 or 2 of those if you need that. Now, when it comes to bookings, though, you really, it's super easy to share and to talk about bookings if you're excited, because we do have products that will change people's lives.
This morning.
Okay, if you have to mute yourself, go ahead. I don't know if that person was talking to me or to somebody in their household.
And if you can pop me back to co-host, then I can mute these people. I can't do it.
Oh, let's see, Cindy, if I can do that quick.
It took me off of controls when I made you host.
All right, I just popped you back as co-host.
I got it. Thank you.
Yep. All right. Sorry, guys. Okay, so back about sharing because you're excited about the business. First off, you have to remember you're going to share today, tomorrow, and forever about your excitement about being a Pampered Chef consultant. Because you might not get a booking today, or you'll get 3. Or tomorrow you're going to get 2. The next day you're going to get none. And 2 years from now, today you might get 2, and tomorrow 0. So you're going to share forever, okay? And it's a real reminder that I try to tell everybody, this business is never, ever magical. You can't say, oh, he or she's luckier than I. It's not magical. It's totally mathematical. The more times you share, the more leads you will get, the more shows you will have. You have to go through a whole bunch of no's to get yeses. It's just a fact of the business. So always know that you need to be excited and you need to share. And sharing means having a conversation. Whether you're out and about, if you're out and about, be intentional about it. Yes, I'm going to say, go out at the grocery store, have a conversation. When you're getting gas, have a conversation. Be prepared to share. Always have catalogs with you, but have conversations. And I know some of you are sitting here going, wait, what do you mean? You want me to talk to a stranger in the grocery store? Yeah, I do. I give this example a lot of times to people by saying, you know, if you see somebody shopping in a product area that you're comfortable in the grocery store, or that you use a lot for your Pampered Chef recipes, have a conversation with them and ask them, hey, what are you making with that? And when they tell you what they're making, say, oh, I was wondering if you were making what I make. It's one of my favorite ingredients to add to this recipe or that recipe. So you want to be prepared when you're out and about. When you have a conversation and you ask them questions, Then you can take that questions and answers and move it into something like, hey, have you heard of Pampered Chef? I use that for this recipe from Pampered Chef. And then a lot of times they're going to say, oh my gosh, I love Pampered Chef. And you say, I know, right? Isn't it the best company ever? Would you like a new product flyer or would you like a new catalog? And they're going to say yes. And so then you can say, awesome, could I follow up with you later? Here's a little sticky note on this catalog. If you give me your contact information, I'll follow back up with you because I don't want to take all your time grocery shopping right now. And ask them for their phone or their email or whatever you're most comfortable with. Don't just give them a catalog and walk away, okay? You do also need to follow up with those people. So if you gave a book out and you got a sticky note back with their phone number or their email, you need to make contact within 24 hours. If you put it off, their interest and excitement has dropped and dropped, okay? And you know, if you're super excited and you're smiling at these customers, potential customers, I should say, you will get smiles and excitement back from them. Excitement oozes more excitement. If they're really excited, when you're saying, would you like a new product catalog? And they want, oh my gosh, yes, what's new? If they're really excited, literally say to them, I'm thrilled that you're so excited too. Would you love to host one of my new parties this month? This is what I'm doing. I'm doing fajitas and margaritas. I'm doing sips and dips. I'm doing kids in the kitchen if they've got, you know, a child that's of that kind of age with them. Be prepared with what you're going to say. That has to do with being intentional when you're out and about. Also, when you're out and about and somebody sees you carrying something that maybe will lead them to say to you, hey, what do you do? Or you're meeting them at a social event, hey, what do you do? Be prepared to tell them that you're with the Pampered Chef. I call it your 20-second commercial. So here's just a few examples I'm going to read of things people answer to, hey, what do you do? Here's 5 examples. I help create mealtime memories with quality tools and tasty recipes. That answer has nothing to do with saying the words Pampered Chef. Okay, that's a commercial, because then they're going to say, well, that sounds really cool. Then you can say, yes, have you heard of Pampered Chef? The second example is, I show busy families how to get dinner on the table in less than 30 minutes. The third example, I help people realize that cooking can be fun when you have the right tools. Fourth example, I help people discover their inner Rachel Ray or their inner top chef or their inner guy. All of these examples are designed for people to then ask you, really, what do you do? And then you can say, I'm with Pampered Chef. Have you heard of us? Their response 99% of the time will be, again, I love Pampered Chef. So that is what will make you excited. When you're excited, contacts come easily. The last booking segment I want to talk about real quick tonight before we open it up for questions and comments back, though, is bookings at shows, again, is not magical, it's mathematical. But I do tell people to function under the magic number of 2. You want to make sure that you get 2 bookings every single show that you do. Because 1 will only maintain your business, but 2 will actually grow your business. So you never want to close a show without 2 bookings from that show, even if they're not dated. Say you get 1 dated for 10 days from now, but then the other one says, well, I want to do one in May. Okay, that's great. Now you've got 2. And then you need to take that May one and either get it dated or make some notes for your follow-up. But you have to have 2 to grow. 1 only replaces what you just did and maintains. 2 grows, okay? And 3 is even better, because then if there's movement, nothing happens. Now, to get these bookings at shows, there's several things that I feel like you have to do. The first one involves your host coaching. And I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about it tonight because that's next week's training topic. But host coaching ahead of the show for bookings brings out incredible results. And I don't know about you guys, but I know several of you are pretty new. So you're probably not talking to your hosts yet about having bookings for you from people who can't attend. Okay? Big part of my business, big part of your future business. So make sure that you jot that down. Next week, the trainer will cover that. The rest of these things, though, are just some business tips. Make sure you show up at the time you tell the host you're going to be there. Make sure you look professional. Your vehicle, your paper products, your Pampered Chef kit, make sure that all looks clean and appropriate. During the show demonstration, make sure your time is spent on the high-priced products, not the $12 and under products. So your demonstration time needs to revolve around rock crocks, cookware, stoneware, manual processors, spiralizers, stainless steel bowl set. Your talk of the show and the talk of your posts for you virtual consultants needs to revolve around the expensive products, because that builds desire probably outside of their budget. So their desire to host increases. Also during the show, make sure you make that host feel really, really important. Thank her or him, smile at them often, ask for their comments often, ask them in front of their friends, hey, what's the top 3 things on your wish list? What are you going to get for free? Those are all tips that will help them build the idea of booking a show with you. Make sure you have, just like your out and about commercial, make sure you have 4 at least 60-second booking commercials inside of your show demonstration. You might do one at the beginning. You might do a couple during the recipe, or if you've got stations going on, and you might do another one at the close. You have to give them several booking commercials because not everybody's paying attention each time. When and if you use door price slips, you literally need to use them at the end, and you need to walk them through, because then again, that allows you to do another booking line or a booking commercial and a commercial about joining your team. If they say no when you're checking them out, because you're going to ask them, that's also a big part of bookings. You're going to check somebody out. And if I was checking out Cindy Swedler tonight, I would start by saying something to Cindy like, Cindy, I'm so glad you could make it tonight to Lori's party. She'll smile at you or say thanks back. And then I'll say, what was the most fun tonight? Because I'm always looking for their feedback from a party. And they'll give me some kind of answer. And then I will say to them, you know, I would love to do this with you also. Are you interested in a party in March? And they're going to say yes or no. And oftentimes it's no. And then it allows me to say something like, oh, is March a bad time for you? Or what are you thinking? Then I get a real answer. I find out that, oh, they are thinking about this, but the timing's bad. Or no, they're just not a show person, which then I thank them and tell them I need preferred customers. But it's really important that you ask the questions. And if they say no to all of my questions about parties, I do ask them, does that mean no of any kind? Like you don't want to do a catalog show or a virtual party either? Because quite often guests at a live party will book a different kind of party. So make sure you do a thorough job of checking them out. You also can ask for referrals, but you also need to be really confident when you're checking them out. Be super confident knowing that at least 2 of the guests at that party are going to book parties with you. Okay, because that's the norm from a live party that has 10 or more guests. 2 of them are going to book parties from you. So be confident about it. It makes asking the questions really, really easy. Smiling a lot and having confidence knowing what you're doing will really help you add parties. The other thing is it's really important that you are ready with your planner or calendar or whatever mode you use to date parties. Because when you have somebody that's interested and they answered to me, but, oh, you know what, I just can't do March, but I think I might want to do one sometime, then I will immediately say, well, I'm booking April. Is April good? And they'll say yes. And then I'll be like, well, what week would be good? And then what day of the week is good? And then I very quickly can narrow them down. Well, my first Tuesday available is this date, if that's what they've said to me. So you have to be organized when you go and know when you're working. Have it ready right there, because then you will date the shows at shows, and it saves that whole issue of chasing people. Okay? And on the bookings assignment from this week too, which I'm going to post your homework on the pinned post at the top of our group. Some of you are figuring this out. If you use your phone, you have to look for viewed pinned post at the top of our Facebook group. But I will unpin the link from tonight's Zoom when we get done here, and I will pin your homework. One of the homework assignments is a call all about bookings that I think is incredible. It's called Abundant Bookings, and it's in PC University, and I'll post exactly where you're going to find that to listen to this week, because it really gives you some outstanding ideas to add more shows to your calendar as well. And then the last thing that I can say about bookings is I've come down to the conclusion over the time that if you really want shows on your calendar and you're excited and passionate about it and you make enough contacts, the bookings are out there. The people that struggle seem to be people that think about wanting bookings and quit when they've made anywhere from 6 to 26 contacts a week, and then they quit for whatever reason. You have to make enough so that the yeses start coming, and then when the yeses start coming and you book shows from shows, then you don't have to make all those contacts. But it's at that beginning jump start, and for some of you that are new or starting over, you have to make way more contacts than what most people think about. They think, oh, I'm going to make 10 phone calls and I'm going to hear from 5 of them and 3 of them are going to book. That's really probably not the case. I know Amanda, Joe, and I both usually contact between 8 to 10 people before we get 1 yes for a date. So that means if you want 4 for the month, that means contacting 40 people if you're going to use the law of averages of numbers. Okay, so don't give up. Okay, that's what I keep telling people. Don't give up. Keep adding people to your contact lists. Today, I gave a challenge to some people on the Facebook group that you saw by using your cell phone and going from A's to Z's and don't skip anybody. That's a great exercise because a lot of you have way more than 40 contacts in your phone. Okay? So my word of wisdom for bookings is don't give up. And once you have shows on your calendar, and you go to the show knowing you're going to book 2 shows from that show, it gets so much easier. And then it just kind of keeps filling in the book. So that makes it a much more routine part of the business. I call that habit forming. Then you're making the contacts and you don't even really know it. It's just a habit that you do. All right. So I know that was a lot in a short amount of time, but we're trying to keep this contained on our time schedule. So are there questions or comments from people that we could take for the last 5 minutes, or feedback from any of the other leaders or other booking tips from them?
Anne, I have a question.
Yes, Deb?
These 5 commercials that you were talking about, are those on the PC University somewhere?
The words for the commercials, Deb?
Yes.
I will post them to our group. How about that?
Okay, thanks.
Yep, that'll be the easiest. But you will get lots of words on PC University also.
Okay.
Hi, Deb. I'm sorry, Ann, this is Linda. I just want to make a comment about an experience I had this week. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, absolutely, Linda.
Okay. I have a friend that's having a Jamboree party. And it's a virtual party. And in that party, she asked us to introduce ourselves. And I told her what I did, and the last thing I said, that I have just started becoming a Pampered Chef consultant. She came back and said, I love Pampered Chef. And I went back and I said, would you be interested in having a party? And she said yes. So it was kind of exciting. She just moved to this area. She's looking for a brand new home, her and her husband. And as soon as they find a home, she wants to have a party.
That's
so
awesome,
she's one of
Linda.
yeah, it just kind of happened.
Yeah.
And it just shows you just mention Pampered Chef, and like you said, they come back and say, I love it. So
Yeah.
it worked out
Absolutely.
really well.
Yep.
Yes.
And yet
Yeah.
you were intentional with what you did.
No, I wasn't. It was just she want to know something
But you
about me.
shared, you were.
I shared. Yes, I
But you
was
shared.
intentional by saying that I had
Yes.
just started doing that after being retired for a while.
Yes.
So, yes.
Yep.
So it was just kind of exciting to me. It kind of reinforced that I've made a good decision.
Absolutely, Linda. And that's great that you shared. And you were intentional, even though her first reaction back to me was, no, she was not. Yes, she was, because she wanted to share that she was with Pampered Chef. So that's awesome. Anyone else?
Hey, Ann, I just want to do a shout out to all of you. You guys are rocking this group over the top amazingly. This week, it just blew me away. There were a couple people that, had needed help or were having a bad day, and just everyone jumped in and gave them positive affirmations and ideas. And it is just so fun to be a part of this group and have so much interaction. And it's just, the relationships that we're all building together, we are going to have so much fun when we all get together at conference.
Absolutely, Lori. And thank you, because originally at the very beginning, I kind of wanted to do a little shout out about that, but I was afraid we'd get way off track on time. So I ditto that. We want to keep our Facebook group really rocking. So keep posting on there. Post good stuff and post struggles, because that's what the group is. And you guys, there's 45 of us on tonight. That means there's 45 of us right now wanting our businesses to grow. To me, that's absolutely incredible that you're taking the time to be here. And it's not all roses for any of us. Believe me, I have days where I feel like I've made 40 contacts for 0 bookings. But then the next time you make 40 and you get 8. So it's just all numbers. So, and I do want to do a quick shout out. We have about 4 or 5 participants tonight that are logged in by only their phone number. So we feel really bad that we can't identify you. And we'd like to be able to fix that for future times. So when you guys, if you're somebody that isn't using your camera, maybe for the next week, you could let your leader know that you'll be in on the phone only and what phone number you'll be calling in on, so that we can rename you so that you are more a part of the group. I know that sounds crazy to you, but it's really important to us to be able to give a shout out like that. Anything else? No? Okay, how about a thumbs up? Good luck for week 2, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Watch for the homework shortly.